Hello, hello, Spear here once again at the Grand Prix of Catalunya. It's the Lotus 79. A 15 car grid. I am car number 14, so there's only just one car rated lower than me. Poor Robert back there. But we've qualified P11. P11. I did notice from the race yesterday, I don't know if you watched the race yesterday, and I noticed from today's practicing, when the fuel tank gets close to empty, or at least a little low, it gets quite oversteery. It's very loose, and that could lead to issues. Hopefully we'll avoid those issues today as we get a look a bit around the track before we grid up shortly. Let's see what we can do. Oh, it could be dangerous, could be troublesome, but this car is so much fun to drive. It is a lot of fun. Again, here we are, P11. We've got, who is that, Pekka on our right. Oh, we're ready to go. We are already ready to go. Very quick.
Green flag.
All right, I'm kind of boxed in here. Let's let the guy behind me get ahead because I couldn't very well go anywhere.
On your right.
Well, I'm all right.
Clear.
Oh no, too much curve there. Kind of slowed me down. Oh, somebody's off to the left there.
On your right. Clear. Good job. Right side.
And there's Pablo getting around me as well.
There. Clear him.
All right. And was Gilles. Remember Gilles from yesterday? No spoilers. But if you haven't already watched the previous video, we did the Lotus 79 Race 1 at Barcelona. There are, I don't know, some weeks 4, some weeks 3. Oh, don't.
One on the right side. Clear.
There's different number of races each week. Usually 3, sometimes a 4th. Gilles has disappeared. This is number 2. There's only 3 this week, I think. I can't always do all 4. As a matter of fact, it's been a long time since I've done all 4. Because the one of them is kind of late my time on Thursdays, so I can't really do it. Alright, 1 lap done. We're still in one piece. We've got Pablo and Robert behind us. Gilles has had to tow into the pits. Not good for Gilles. Tough luck already. After just 1 lap. But everybody in front has seemed to stay in one piece. So that's that. You're always hoping for freebies. I mean, you don't want to wish ill on your competitors, but we do need some freebies. Some tough luck to befall the other guys is good luck for us. Ooh, he's off. Peter started behind us, and what's going on here? Not good for us. We got held up very badly there. This guy is not on the pace. Pekka is not on the pace, and he's purposely driving in front of me. Thank you for that, Pekka. Whoops! I mean, if you gotta hold me back, there's something wrong with your car. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna blow by. Where am I? I just cannot do anything on the straight. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this.
Still there, right next to you. Clear.
Woof! How did that happen? What's going on? Gilles has disconnected. Tough luck for Gilles. Alright. Pass Pekka. Just keep it on the course and see what happens. Could have done that one better. But where we are, top 10. Can't complain about Spirit being in the top 10. You saw the official overtake into T1. So how are we doing?
1 minute 34.4.
There's P10 officially. We're 17 seconds behind the leader after 3 laps. That's 6 seconds a lap. Oh. But of course that counts our, our first couple laps where we're being held up. The leader is sprinting away, while everyone else has somebody in front of them slowing them down. Well, potentially slowing them down. That last lap, I didn't have anybody slowing me down, except me. Are we gaining on people? You can see the gap visually. It appears we might be catching these two. That's the problem when two people run together. The guy in front, if he slows you down a little bit, you might get slowed down and let me catch up to him. That would be nice. That would be quite nice. Yeah, this is one of those series where I'm trying to do more running in it. Because you need seat time to really get practice in a car. You gotta do more and more driving.
1 minute 33.969.
33.9, we're into the 33s. As we burn off more of this fuel, at times will come down and down. It's really good. We're doing much better in races than we were in practice. I don't know why, but in practice I just couldn't. Normally it's quite the opposite. Normally it was its practice times are much better than race times, because in races I tend to be overly cautious. Because in races, if you have a mistake, you have an off, that's permanent. In practice, you have an off, you make a mistake, you can just get a new car and get right back out there. So I tend to be a little less cautious in practice. But somebody's off. Got a Ferrari in front of me. I don't know what happened. I think he was making a move on Bill. Went wide. He couldn't pull it off. I don't really think I have the straight line speed.
34.9.
No. See, he's pulling away from me. And I don't know if I'm just taking that last corner wrong, but I seem to be doing better in the corners. I got set up for the corners. I mean, there's two ways to set it up, I guess. Set up for the corners or set it up for the straights. See which one works out best. This one works out best for me. Well, it's the one I've chosen. Again, from practice. And practice I wasn't doing as good as the race, so I don't know. don't hit that sausage. That sausage on the outside back there, that is dangerous. Yeah, he's taking a different line to me, so chances are I'm losing out in the straights because of my lines. So my driving, not set up. Well, maybe a little bit of both. Come on, Spear. I'm out. Alright, so Peter is gaining a little bit on me behind. I fear, but Pablo and Pekka and Robert back there. That's tough luck for Pekka. He must have gotten involved in that accident. Remember we saw that guy go off? And then we were all over Pekka. So they must have gotten hit together, and I don't know who went off. I think that might have been Pablo. Oh boy. Alright, P10. Still a long way to go. Yeah, that sausage there. It kills the F3 cars when they go over it. I'm going to imagine it's not too good for me in here. Okay, so after 3 laps, we said we were 18 seconds down on the leader. What about after 7 laps? I mean, you can see on the standings up there, it says 31. Well, four laps for 13 seconds. Losing out on about 3 seconds a lap to the leader. A little more than 3. Could be better. Could be worse. Peter's really getting on me now. And I'm not being held up at all. Peter's just faster. Well, I mean, he's car number 5. Of course he's faster. He shouldn't have been back there to begin with. I believe he started behind me. He was that fast starter. When you start behind somebody and you make a fast start like that, things tend to happen at T1 or soon after. You see it a lot. Yeah, for whatever reason, when fast cars start in the back, they try to do too much at the start. Maybe not try to do too much, but guys in the front aren't always expecting them to be coming through so fast, and things happen. Things happen. Let's just put it that way. When fast cars start in the back, things tend to happen in the front. I'm not assigning blame to either of them. It's just one of those things that happen.
Still there. Clear, clear, clear.
Didn't want to give Peter too much space to have his way. See if we can keep up with him a bit. Like I said, there's a time to give people, you know, you're like, oh, you're faster than me, get out of here. But he wasn't that much faster than me. So I didn't want to just let him go. Robert's way back there. our goal this race was a P10. I thought P10 would have been a reasonable goal. And we're still well within striking distance of P10. Yeah, I feel like I'm really losing out on this last section. Yesterday and in practice, I was getting that last section much better. I don't know. 35, that's not a good time. I don't know what I'm doing wrong today in that section. I've got to think about it. Still wish I had the delta up there so I knew exactly what I'm doing. Keep forgetting to put the delta on. And unlike Kenduchi, I do not have a button on my wheel to get it up there. Ooh. That's where a button box would come in handy. Get a button box, strap it on right next to my wheel, got all kinds of things I can do. Highly recommend it. Not just for racing. A lot of you guys watch my trucking videos. Well, trucks. I mean, think of a real truck. They got all kinds of buttons they got to press. And so it would be the same in a simulation that you have a lot of buttons you need to press. Sometimes it's a struggle. Reach over the keyboard and press things. Great for flight sims, things like that. Like farming sim. So whatever you're into, a button box would be recommended. Okay. I'm figuring more out about that last corner. 34.6 is, I don't know what's going on here. I was much faster yesterday. I don't have the temperatures. I don't know what track temperature we're looking at here. But we still got those three guys right up there, and they are fighting. Well, they are close. I know Rondo was trying to get by Bill. He had an issue when we were up there. That's how we got so close to the Ferrari that's in the middle of the three. So, I mean, those three... Something's going to... I think Peter's going to want to make a move. Didn't want to catch up to him just to hang out there. Using track IR today. I think I saw P7. Went around the corner as we were getting up there, so there's things going on. Using track IR. Sometimes I don't use it racing, sometimes I do. I don't know. I mean, it's nice to be able to turn and look. But sometimes having a steady head is better than having a moving head, I've found. Just so you know exactly, if your head is moving around, you don't know exactly where the center is. Does that make sense? Like here, I know, boom, right there, right in front, there's the line, right in the center. That's where the center of the car is, and that's helpful for, certainly for steering and things like that, to know exactly where you're facing, what's going on, where the middle of the wheels are. So that's an important thing. But track IR is good to be able to look around. Certainly in trucking. Well, man, in trucking you need it so much, but sometimes in racing it's good, sometimes I don't know. I mean, you got 3 monitors. If you got 3 monitors, do you really need track IR? Because the idea is you turn your head and look, but if you've got 3 monitors, you can already look. But I'm running both, 3 monitors and track IR. See, the leader is on my relative. That means Robert in P14 has already been lapped. Oh my goodness. It's too early to be lapped, Robert. However, at the pace Sergio is running, Sergio is blindingly fast. He's in the 29s in qualifying. The pace he's running it appears that I might be lapped as well, which I am not looking to have done to me. Peter is trying something.
34.6.
Yeah, 34.6 is just not going to do it. Peter, what are you doing? You going to make it? Peter did not make it. Armando kept ahead of him on the outside, but they're still at it. So it's letting Bill get away. If you look at the relative, you see Bill has, you know, gotten a couple seconds ahead of him because they're fighting. That's what we need, more fighting. But yeah, yesterday I was doing much faster. 33s and 32s. Now I'm in the 34s. I don't know why I'm so much slower today. But it's letting Sergio really get up on me. Yeah, I don't stand a chance. Nope, we're getting lapped. Darn it. Oh, man, that's terrible.
1 minute
35 1. Dang it. I don't stand any chance. See, those guys are just driving away from me too. But you never know. This has been a very clean race. Only one driver out. I'm not sure what happened to Gilles. I know he was pushed wide on turn 3 at the start. I don't know if but he came back on, so I don't know. Maybe he got some damage from contact. I thought he was going to be okay. Maybe something else happened. Nope.
1 minute 34.585.
Yeah, now they're just really getting away from me. Disappointing. Especially after the last race was just so exciting. I was really in it with them. Mid-pack the whole race. I mean, if you haven't seen the first one, go back and look at that because that was a really fun race. But we'll get this Dr. Pepper to the end. Get some fizzy drinks. Love me some Dr. Pepper. In case you haven't seen the car, it's the Dr. Pepper Lotus 79. It's a really nice paint. Dr. Pepper, of course, did not actually sponsor a Lotus 79. But the paint is made up to look like it was Dr. Pepper from the 70s. It's pretty cool. Follow me on Twitter to see more of the paint. And I just realized most of my Twitter posts are spoilers. Oh.
1 minute 34.853.
This is cool. I love looking at trackside stuff. I mean, it might affect my driving at times, but hey, it's just fun to look at this stuff. I do the same thing in American Truck Sim. Well, I'm telling you right now, if you're not driving American Truck Sim, you're missing out. That is so good. Landscapes are so pretty. I'm getting more and more states all the time. Adding to the game. I mean, it's gotten to the point, there's so much now I can't even drive to all the places. There's plenty of cities I haven't even been to. Yeah, Sergio is flying. It's past Pekka now. Cones! Somebody get out there and put those cones back. I wish the game didn't use cones. I guess they use cones these days, but I wish the game would be use more hay bales. Whenever you see the old pictures of Formula 1, uh-oh! Oh, man! Come on, Peter. That is not how you rejoin, dude. And he quit. Oh, come on, dude. That is... Dude. Oh. I mean, at first I was slowing down because I was going to go on the inside of him because he was coming in from the outside. So it's like, all right, he's coming back on. That's his right, I guess. He can come back on, stay on the outside there. And then for whatever reason, he wanted to go all the way across the track. That'll get the heart pumping. But that'll be a freebie for Spear up to P10. Hype! Looks like Sergio's got a huge lead. At least 6 seconds. Yeah, Peter dropped out. Ah, come on. That's a bad way to take that. Come on, Spear. You know better than that. So unfortunately, judging from what speeds we got. See, last race we were dicing with Robert Simpkins. He's up there in 7th now. We were racing with Robert yesterday. Oh, Peter's back in. I don't know why you disconnect and connect.
1 minute 34.694.
Yeah, so we're like off a second a lap at least from yesterday. And I wonder if at 18 yeah, no, we're off by more than that. We're off by 2 seconds a lap. Dang. Because by this time yesterday I was in the 32s. We even got down to the low 32s. So I don't know what's going on. I'll forget to check the weather, but people do say you know, racing iRacing is heavily influenced by the temperatures. Okay, so there you go. Sergio has a 10-second lead after 18 laps. That's pretty good. So it's highly weather dependent, your time. I don't know if that, I mean, I don't know if that's too much so or not. I don't know if that's real life. It seems like it's too much, but who knows? Because when I do a time and I compare it to other people's times, you know, my friends, and say, okay, I did this time. What time did you do? If we're not in the same, if we're not running at the same time on the same track, you know, you're not. If they run this later, a different race, yeah, our times could vary wildly just because of the weather, depending on how hot or cold it is.
1 minute 34.461.
Here we are. Number 14, P10. We don't often make it to the leaderboards like that. P10 was our goal. Let's keep it together. It looks like people are still running. Pablo, Pekka, and Robert, they are still running. 11th, 12th, and 13th. I mean, they've been slowed down, but you keep running because you never know what will happen. They all passed. They all passed Peter when Peter crashed. So never give up. You never know. Never know what's going to happen. I mean, a couple people have problems here. I'm up in a P8. Isn't that something? And it's not unheard of for people to tangle in the last few laps. So that's when you got to make a move for it. You get white flag fever. Got to make a move. Or just sit behind somebody. I mean, I'm not happy with that corner, or this corner, or this corner today. Oh well. Now this 35-3. That's terrible. It's 3 seconds off my time from yesterday. And the only change I made was to add an extra half gallon to the how much fuel I carried. Because I could have run out of fuel yesterday. So I figured, I'll carry a little bit more. But now I'm going to get laps, so I'll have too much fuel. Oh! It's a catch-22. You run with enough fuel, you get lapped. You run with less fuel, you run out of fuel and get lapped. Better safe than sorry. See, I say things like better safe than sorry, but then you think, well, you got to take a chance. I mean, this is racing. It's not just driving around. It's racing. You want to go as fast as you can. Sometimes you got to take chances. What to think? What to think? To finish first, you got to finish. Hey, you can always come up with the saying for whatever you... Oh, no. No, 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 no. There you go. I did that in practice. I was expecting it. I don't know if I'd say I was expecting it, but I wasn't surprised to have it happen.
1:40.084.
Peter is disconnected again. We'll stay inside here and let Sergio go by on the outside there.
Left side. Clear, 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 clear.
Fly Saudia. Any of you remember the old F1 paints? Great thing about the Lotus 79 is that many of the drivers run old F1 paints. Yeah, now we're having real trouble with the... This happened yesterday, that these tires get... I don't know why, but... late in the race, it gets a little iffy. It's not wear, it's not tire wear. These tires can go forever. But I definitely do not want to have a spin like that somewhere where there's a sharper turn, or there's walls nearby. There we go. Matt and Chris seem they're driving 4 seconds away from each other. That's not too close, but at least it's in sight. Marco. You might remember Marco, I believe. Nope. I was going to say he won the Williams race yesterday, but he might have finished second. Marco and his brother run the Formula One Williams that we run on Saturdays and Sundays. It's been only cost us about 5 or 6 seconds. But it's made us a heck of a lot more tentative now. I'm just, I'm in bring it home mode and don't do anything crazy. You know, we'll settle for a top 10. It's not like I'm going to catch those guys anyway, but if they do have a moment, it would be nice just to be able to take advantage of it. Being this far back now, the problem is if they have a moment like I did, I can't really take advantage of it because they can just get going again. There's Robert showing up on the relative. If I'm lapping you, you know you've going too slow. Made sure not to spin there this time. With P2 behind me, I am not spinning there. That is a promise. I'm going to lift off just a tiny bit.
5 laps to go right now. On your right.
Gave him the draft. Let him get back over to that side. See, sometimes people, when they want you to win the back markers, they'll, you know, get out of the way and stuff. And I'm like, in this particular situation, it's those guys would appreciate the draft. Be able to stay behind you. And get back right on where they need to go. Get it right back on the line for the corner. It's a lot of thought and, well, should be a lot of thought being a back marker. You've got your race, but be smart. Chris is a little bit farther back, but I'll let him pass too, because there's no sense not doing it.
0.204. Right side. Door quarter clear.
Boy, the car is really loose now. I need it to be not loose, man.
Watch the car.
Who am I watching?
In front of you.
Oh, that's P2.
Keep going.
And he was moving. P2 almost took me out. So that's what I'm saying. You never know. You got to keep going because you never know what'll happen. But P2's doing fine. He's right back at it. That was also a tricky corner. You know, you spin anywhere. These cars get quite loose near the end. See, I'm not the only one. They're not the easiest things to control.
2 more laps. 2 more hard ones, man.
2 more laps. All right. Now, unfortunately, P9 has not been lapped.
1 minute 35.
So if P9 doesn't get himself lapped this lap, I'm not going to get anything out of any last lap troubles. If anyone on the lead lap who crashes on the last lap would finish ahead of me. I'm going to let both of these guys go real soon.
A little white flag this time.
Now, yes, I could have fit in between them. That would have been my right, but why? Really, no reason to. I can't get P9, and P11 is way back there. So let's just bring it home. P10.
Minute 38.29.
Dang. I was really hoping for more out of this race. The last race was fantastic. Battling the whole race. This one, not so much. The same thing happened at Donington. I don't know. I'm gonna watch this race back and see if I went over a curb or something. Possibly damaged the car. I don't know if it's weather or damage. I don't remember any damage. I mean, I could have hit a curb in the side pod before the spins, but I don't know. But at Donington, I had a great first race there. It was really fast, really dicing it up with people. But then the second race, for whatever reason, it was just like this. I was several seconds off the pace in the second race. So I'm going to review the footage, see if I've hit any high curves, maybe by not even noticing it, maybe. You know, review the replay, study the car, see if there's any damage I haven't seen before. But oh well. Hey, P10, Lotus 79 at Catalunya. If you told me going in it'd be P10, I'd be happy with that. P10 is a good result. We're car number 13. We started, I think we started 13. No, actually we started 11th.
Checker flag, my man.
Checker flag, that's right. Everybody's finishing. We like just to drive a little bit more just for the free safety rating. As long as I don't wreck.
Man, you did a fantastic job today, bud.
Thank you!
You brought your work clothes, man. You drove your ass off.
Well, I don't know about the language is appropriate, but yeah, I'm happy with P10. This is not a disappointing result. I wish there was more action to it, but without more action, at least I got a top 10 result. The thing about iRacing and safety rating is that you get safety rating until everyone has passed the start-finish line. Safety rating is still active. I think a lot of people don't recognize that, but yeah, it is. So Armando just passed the start-finish, so safety rating is no longer in effect. So we got some extra corners there of free safety rating. We did get that 2x. Actually, yeah, we got the 2x there, and in qualifying I had spun in the same spot. So I was kind of expecting it. I don't know the temperature of yesterday's race, so even if I do know today's temperature, I don't know how I'm going to be able to compare that. Still, car number 14, P10. Beat 5 guys. Hey, nothing wrong with that. O R-E-O. Let's go. We're going. P10. Let's check out the temperature real quick. I think you can already see that. It is track temperature 84 Fahrenheit. It seems like that's quite reasonably low. So I'll have to look to see if we knew what tomorrow's is, or what yesterday's was. Tomorrow's. Yesterday. Same thing. Thanks for watching the Spear Lotus 79 at Catalunya. I'll catch you next time. Woo! iRacing.